every time. The record will never start because they don't mute them. Don't mute. Especially the host don't mute. When 1:30. Who is it? 12:08.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for waiting. We waited for about 10 minutes. As I said before, my name is Jennifer Nikoro, and currently right now we have about 37 persons in. Thank you all for joining in, and we do appreciate this. Also, Life Beyond Disability can also be acronymed LBD, LBD Foundation. LBD Foundation started in 2020 with the aim of helping people with disability. And I am one person that has a disability. Yes, I have a disability just like every other person here. And my disability is in my left hand, left, right, yeah, amputation, as you can see. So LBD started with the mindset that we want to raise people with disability who are like Jennifer and who can also have opportunities like Jennifer has our own opportunities. And we want to have just one voice. And it's not a voice of revenge. It's a voice to empower each other and to see how we can all climb the ladder together. And so the aim of LBD, which we might show in the next week, is to empower persons with disabilities in Africa. And also it's to empower people with disability with leadership skills or leadership qualities. Leadership is a very crucial issue in Africa currently as we speak, from the presidency to the governors to the local government. We have a lot of leadership crises. So what LBD helps to do is to empower people with disabilities, both with tech skills and also with leadership potential, because wherever you want to work, you will be paid for what you bring in and not because you have a disability. So you need to understand what it means to bring in value and organize a team. If not, you will be kicked out as soon as you got in. And that is one of the challenges we have, not actually for people with disability, but for Africa as a whole. In Africa as a whole, we have a lot of leadership crisis. So LBD chooses to tackle this little problem and pick some selected people who want to be committed to tackle this problem and also provide financial inclusion for this community. As I said, I have a disability, and there are so many persons who are here who have a disability. And my disability was that I was born with it. I didn't have no accident. I came out just like that. So I've lived all my life like this, and I've grown to be like this. So it is very possible to have a disability and still have one or two values to give out to the society. And that's what LBD is all about. Very quickly, because of time, our speaker will soon be here. We want to entertain two people who have gone through LBD in tech skills, and we want them to share their experiences with us. But before we do that, yes, at least I forget. We have to pray. I want to just say a short word of prayer. So if you are a person of the same faith with me, please, I endorse you. If you are not of the same faith with me, please, I just want you to still keep some moment of silence as we pray. Thank you so much. So dear Heavenly Father, we thank you. We open this meeting and we appreciate you. We thank you because you are God all by yourself. We open this meeting in the name of the Father and of God the Son and of God the Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name, amen and amen. Thank you so much once more. God bless you. So as I earlier said, our speaker will be in a few minutes time. We are working with, some people said the time is wrong, or we apologize for that. We said 12 p.m. WAT. 12 p.m. WAT is 11 a.m. in some places. So you use a West African time to do it. And I am not in West Africa currently, so everybody just have to check their timing and understand what it's all about. So as I earlier said, just to recap again, which we will do in the next week properly, because this week we didn't get to bring our slide. LBD is called Life Beyond Disability Foundation, started in 2020, and the aim is to empower people with disability with digital skills, which is tech skills, and also with leadership skills. If you feel you want to go into the tech industry, which is one of the booming industry right now, and you have a disability, LBD can be a ticket. But if you think this is not for you, it's completely fine, completely fine. But however, LBD, the vision of LBD is for digital inclusion that leads to financial inclusion, and also for us to have a hub or a family or a community who we are together and empower people with leadership potential. So you don't get kicked out of a company just when you got kicked, when you got in. That's the vision. So I want to call in two people we have empowered over the years and let them tell us how they have done it with LBD. What has LBD done for them, and how they plan to give to the society when they are done with their training. I don't know if they are here. Let me check for some, let me just check through the chats, the participants, if they are here. On my list, I have, the first person I have is Adaobi on my list. Adaobi Chume Okeke. Please unmute yourself and turn on your video and give us a brief 5 minutes discussion of how you knew, what you knew about LBD, how you came into LBD, and what has LBD's contribution been to your life, and how you got into tech, which of the tech companies you are in right now. Tell us if you have a disability, what kind of disabilities you have, and tell us how you are faring right now, and what are your future dreams after you encountered LBD and empowerment. Thank you so much. 5 minutes, Ma Adaobi Okeke. If you are here, please turn on your camera. Hello, is Adaobi here?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Oh, I see. Okay, we're waiting for you. So let's give her a few minutes to settle in, so she can tell us.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are or where you're situated currently. My name is Adaobi, and I'm a, will I say, beneficiary of Life Beyond Disability Foundation. I've been, okay, I am a person with a disability. I have had spinal cord injury for 24 years now. So I got to hear about LBD through a friend of mine. That was sometime in 2021. He told me that his friend worked in a foundation and they were looking to empower people living with disability. And I was like, oh, that sounds nice, because I wasn't really doing anything at the time. I graduated from university already. I studied human anatomy in University of Port Harcourt in Nigeria. I studied human anatomy, so I had graduated for over 10 years, done my National Youth Service Corps, which is mandatory for all graduates. But due to the fact that I use a wheelchair, I have a disability, it wasn't easy for me to get a job. And Nigeria is not very disability friendly. It's not easy for a wheelchair to get into some places. You need help. You can't go on your own. Some places don't have ramps or elevators for people with wheelchair to get into. So I faced that. I temporarily worked online as a social media manager for roughly a year, but that was all. It was a remote job. So in 2021, when my friend told me, oh, that this foundation existed, I was like, oh, that's nice. But like, he would advise me to apply. I was like, oh, I'm not doing anything, so I'll do it. So initially I had issues signing up, but the person walked me through and I was able to sign up. I was told to submit my medical records and all to prove that I was a person with disability. I did that. Then I was paired with All School Africa to study tech, software engineering to be precise. So I did an entrance examination where I was supposed to get a score of 85. That was the entrance mark, but I got 75, which was quite disheartening. So I was looking forward to being enrolled. They told us that if you get anything less than 85, you just do one semester and then you be let go. But along the line, after praying and being hopeful, they changed their policy and said, oh, that if you can make it through the first semester and do very well in the exams, then you'll continue. So the entrance exam was sometime in February last year, and I officially resumed school in April. And I went through the first semester. It wasn't easy. Had a couple of issues with laptop and data, battled through that, but eventually I went through the first semester, made it through, got 80-something%. So I qualified for the second semester. By then, I was not given an option to pay school fees, which I had to battle with again. But if I was able to raise my school fees just for 2 months, and I was given access, because the fact that I did not make it to 85%, I wasn't given full access in All School Africa. I was actually isolated as a student. I just had a learning management system where I got my courses from. But by second semester, I was able to interact with my fellow course mates. I was able to attend lectures, and it was amazing. It just opened up my world. It showed me a different side of life. So currently, I'm in my third semester, still in All School Africa, studying back-end engineering, Python language to be precise, and it's just been beautiful. It's been an amazing journey. I've had the opportunity to meet people. I've had my horizon broadened. I've been given a purpose, because now I know I can have a career and I don't have to worry about, oh, can I go out to go to work every day? How do I get into the building because of the wheelchair? So it's been an amazing journey. I even got the opportunity to share a day in my life with my fellow course mates, every other student in different tracks, and we have in All School Africa. And I was humbled by the fact, because I didn't know my story was inspiring, and I got to inspire people and show people that, oh, you can do life with or without a disability. You don't have to give up on yourself. You don't have to think that, oh, it's over because you're on a wheelchair or because you have any sort of disability. You are worth everything. You can continue your life. You can do anything you want to do. You can actually be anything you want to be. Just start from your mind. You have to believe. You have to fight for what you want, and you will get there. So I've come this far. It's not been easy. Life Beyond Disability has been amazing, because they supported me with data along the line. They took up my school fees. They provided a laptop. I would have come this far if not for them. So they've been pretty amazing, and I'm just grateful to God that I got to meet them through a friend. And there's something I learned along the line over the years, paying it forward. Because I want to invest in other people too. I've always wanted to make an impact. I've always wanted to tell people that just because someone is disabled doesn't mean that you can't live life to the fullest, you can't achieve things, you can't be what you want to be. So by the time I'm done with my course and I get to do internship, because that's the last phase, and I graduate, I want to have an amazing career in tech where I probably want to be able to touch lives, impact people, show people that just because you are disabled doesn't mean you have to be discounted, they have to give up on you. No, you are worth it, and you can do a whole lot with your life. You can change the world. We are world changers, we are change makers, and that's what I would like to do once I'm done. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you so much, Adaobi. That was very encouraging to me. I felt very encouraged. I don't know if every other person felt encouraged, but I think I did. I felt a lot of encouragement from that, starting with your story, your disability, your challenges, even when we didn't provide at first, because we didn't provide some of this benefit that we are trying to provide right now from Adaobi's story. At first, we didn't provide some of this benefit. But when we discovered that it's not just enough to get into tech, there are fees to pay, there are data issues, and some of us also have laptop issues. So we had to come in to do a bit extra more, especially for those who are committed, because before we get into the next person, and I believe our speaker is here somehow like that, I think so. Before we get to the next person, we enrolled a lot of persons into Alt School that year, and we spent a lot of money on them. But from the so many persons we enrolled, only few people came out committed. And it's a normal thing. It's a normal thing everywhere in every institution that you get into university, you get into secondary school, and not everybody gets to graduate. Some people drop out because of the stress, because of the difficulties. But one of the few that came out and still trying and still pushing on is Adaobi. And that was why we had to step in financially to encourage her from her story. And we had to provide her with a laptop. We had to give her data. We had to reach out to some big people who can fund her academics, and they funded her school fees all through to this time. Adaobi, how many months do you have left remaining in Alt School, please?
I have roughly 3 months left.
3 months left. And after that, what's the plan for Alt School Africa?
They're supposed to prepare us for internships. Internships will start from this month.
Okay, so after your 3 months in software engineering, you have an internship. How many months internship do you plan to do, Adaobi?
The school states 3 months, but the companies are saying they want 6 months.
Okay, so they are
going to be a 6 months internship.
Okay, great. So there are companies who want a 6 months internship. So these are some of the benefits that we have in LBD Foundation, where a person with a disability gets to get some level of empowerment. Maybe not everything, yeah, but just something to help. Thank you once more, Adaobi. And there's an internship opportunity available for them, for those who are able to crack those codes. As she said, it's not easy. It's not as easy as she's saying it, but your determination to say, you know what, I want to fend for myself, and I want to feed my family, and I want to have a future beyond my disability. That is why we are called Life Beyond Disability. From Adaobi's story, tells everybody that if she can do it, definitely I can do it as well. So thank you, Adaobi, and I wish you success in the remaining 3 months of your stay in Alt School. And lastly, just to say, we also have career development for people with disability. Adaobi is doing, I think you are doing a back-end engineering, ma'am.
Yes, I am.
Yes, so after that, it was good for her to go back in and do a front-end engineering. So with your level of commitment, it's possible for you to reapply to the organization and say, I've been committed for this period of time. I want to do a career progression to become a full stack engineer. And this value, if we see that you have been committed to both LBD and to your studies, this can be considered and you can come back to and get funded by us to progress in your career, build your value, build your financial intake, and help your family in the future. Thank you once more, Adaobi. So the next person we have before we bring in our speaker is Damilola. I'm trying to get him here. Dami is a new intake of Odd School, and he just got in about a month ago or some weeks ago. Dami will tell us how he got to know about LBD, which is Life Beyond Disability. And Dami will tell us currently what they are doing in Odd School Africa and what are his plans for himself and a career in tech. Dami, over to you, please. Hello, Dami. Please, if you have any message, just put it on the chat box. And we'll attend to it. Is Damilola here, please?
Okay, I can see.
Hello, do we have Damilola here?
Yes, I'm here.
Damilola, who is in Odd School Africa. Let's just wait for a few minutes. If he doesn't come in, maybe we might take him later. Sorry, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, David Gomina. Okay, we have a lot of people. I'm very sorry. David Gomina. What happened is we had to pick just 2 people from the many people we have. So David Gomina, please, over to you, sir. Let's just give him a few more seconds. If he doesn't come in, we'll start. Okay, we can't find David. So because of time, it's almost 12:32. Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Nemeka. We have our speaker here. I'm trying to share his bio with us, but I may not be able to. I don't know why. So let me just read what we have here for today. For those who know him, those who don't know him, please mute yourself, everybody. Please mute yourself, everybody. Okay, David is back. Okay, David, do you want to continue, please? David, do you want to continue for 1 minute? Because we are all waiting. Great. So Mr. Nemeka, let me just read a few of his profile for us. If David wants to come in, he can tell me. So the few profile we have for Mr. Nemeka is, Nemeka Anyanwu is a technology leader and a program management consultant. He lives in Texas, USA with his family. Nemeka did most of his academic studies in Africa Nigeria before relocating to the US. Nnemeka previously worked with Deloitte, a technology firm, as a technology advisor and solution consultant specialist, and currently works with AMLLC in Texas as a program management consultant. Nnemeka Anyanwu will be speaking on prep talk in tech, software engineering, data engineering, cloud engineering, which is most of our majors. And he will be speaking on this topic. Remembering that Life Beyond Disability, we are committed to digital and social inclusion of persons with disability. So let us fill the chat box with a clapping novation. How do they call it? Let us fill the chat box with hello, sir, welcome, sir, welcome. We are privileged to have you here as Mr. Nnemeka Anyanwu takes up the floor. He has been, Mr. Nnemeka, sir, you are welcome, and you are now a host. You can share right now, sir.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. I hope you can hear me, okay?
Yes, we can, sir.
Oh, yeah. All right, good. So it's a privilege to be here to speak with you, to share your Saturday with us. Unfortunately, I don't have any slide decks prepared. I came to speak from my heart. It's all a passion. So the whole idea is to thank the Life Beyond Disability team, Jennifer and the team. They have been instrumental, and every one of us for being here, the speakers, to come and share their experiences with us. It's more of a conversation. It's something I like to see happen to us all as we, as Africans, as we transition into technology and see how technology can actually improve our experiences and provide us a great platform. So I like to start by the topic. Jennifer provided it already. It's a prep talk on technology, or prep talk on tech. So I have a framework I always like to use, and I believe it's instrumental for each and every one of us. It's to define the problem. Why? So we look at what it is, why it's important, and we look at solutions, or what will be helpful for us and in getting that there. So we know that we know that prep means preparation. Preparation is to make ready. So it's talking about all the things that you can do to be able to seize the moment or make use of opportunities as they become available to you. So we know that talk is nothing but making a presentation or having a dialogue or a discussion. Okay, so we know that talk is to have a discussion, right? A discussion that you have regarding any particular subject, right? It could be one that is new to you. It could be one that you're already familiar with. So it's your ability to share, your ability to dialogue, have a conversation to try to drive learning. And then we know that tech is nothing but technology. Technology means improvement in your way of doing things. So that improvement, it's something that has happened over time. So putting this all together, we do know that preparing for technology or preparing to discuss about technology talks about all that you're able to do to get you ready for technology advancements that make themselves available to you, so that way, once that opportunity comes in, you're able to leverage on it. So making the best use of your time and your talents and treasures that you have to be able to deliver, when the provide value to yourself first, then your community, as well as your organizations that you would belong in. So taking that, we do know that everything is talking about change. If you look at the whole pattern, is all about change. So when we talk about technology, whether they're innovative technology, whether it's transformation technology, there's a good reason for that. Why is it important? It's important because not just the global pandemic, right? Even before that, the world has gone through different industrial revolutions. So we do have the current fourth industrial revolution that is coming in. So the first industrial revolution talked about when machines were introduced. So not just peasant farming or cottage farming, mechanics or machines were introduced to help to improve our way of living. So these improved productivity, and then this spanned over 100 years, for instance, beginning in the 17th and 1800s. So there was also a second technology transformation, or what we call the Industrial Revolution. That was more of mass production, where we talked about improvements in railroads or improvements in milling industry, whether it's be for windmills or energy, or talking about building bridges, roads, concrete. All of that happened. Then the beginning of the third industrial revolution, which is more of the digital revolution. So digital revolution saw improvements to lean systems, talking about harnessing our computer and the digital age. So we're looking at it from the introduction of computers, whether it be analog and then transitioning to digital, where we're remembering the dot-com boom and all of that it did provide to us. So the ability for technology to continue to improve the way we live and the way we work has been instrumental to where we are today, which is the fourth industrial revolution, which is something that has provided great opportunity, with which we talk of hyper automation, whether it's AI, whether it's machine learning, whether it is sensors and actuators, and all the software opportunities that we have out there to help with how we see the world or how we experience life. It provides with great opportunities for integration of every one of us into the economy. And then that's not even stopping anytime soon. But even if machines come in to augment or to help us, we still need each one of us to be able to open ourselves up to engage with these experiences. The only way to do that is, whether we like it or not, is opportunities like this. So you're able to learn, go through trainings, go through seminars, like the opportunity provided by Life Beyond Disability, whether it's through Old School, whether it's through UTIVA, through leadership learnings. These are the opportunities that you will have for you to be able to improve and then your experiences, as well as learn new, whether it be software skills, whether it be hardware skills, whether it be people skills, because right now the computers are coming in, they do what computers do. There would be a need for human brain power, whether you like it or not. So our people skills, whether it's be communication, whether it's be collaboration, whether it's empathy, whether it's decision and then judgment. So there's going to be a need for us. But the only opportunity is for us to embrace these technologies as they come in by educating ourselves on them, engaging with them, trying to make sure that we're open for business. Open for business, that we mean is making ourselves available to try them out, even when we are not too sure of it. So it's good to experience it, even if you fail, but know that failure is part of the process. Failure is feedback, failure is learning, and then seek out mentorship. So seek out opportunities, whether it's for internship also as well, and volunteering. It's all out there. So Life Beyond Disability and other providers out there. Try to associate with them and then see how you can also share value. Remember, Adobe told us she's able to pay it forward, which is the truth. You are able to learn as well as like a sponge. When you soak it out, you give it out too as well. So share your experiences, be able to engage with the community. And I believe with this short presentation, we're able to take a look and see how technology is helpful, and then all that we can do to make ourselves ready to seize the moment, especially once we are we've embraced the technologies and gotten ourselves prepared. Just like we have the amber light, it's telling us, right? We do have the yellow light telling us to get ready. So we're getting ready because technology is going to be here and it's not stopping anytime soon. But we are able to get ourselves prepped up to or inspired to be able to seize that moment when it presents itself. But I hope that with this few presentation that I have, I've been able to sway you to make that decision, to be able to get yourself warmed up to technology. It will be difficult, but you should be able to get it done. If Adobe can do it, if I can do it, if Jennifer can do it, and a host of others, you can do it too. We would all be together co-sharing and co-learning. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jennifer. I hope I've been able to help you move that discussion further. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Nnemeka. That was really wonderful. I actually enjoyed that. That was really wonderful. Thank you so much once more. Please, before you leave, we may have a few questions to ask you. If you have questions with respect to what he said, maybe you didn't understand something, just put them on the chat box. Let's attend to them quickly before we call it a day. I know so many of you have many things you want to do, but before we gather those questions, which is very important, that's why we are here. Technology, as he said, is here to stay. It's either it takes over and overcomes you, or you overcome it. So in the next few years to come, so many things will be replaced with AI, that is artificial intelligence, which of course many things have already been replaced with AI, and it will leave us behind if we don't decide to help ourselves and help our future. Why the questions are coming in, why we hope that we have some questions that can come in on the chat box with respect to timing, with respect to what Mr. Nnemeka has to say. I just want to encourage people with disability, because I am one of you. And while growing up, get to see people who really want to help us, and they're quite sympathetic with me. Let me use myself as an example, who really want to help. And because of that, we tend to be not so committed to hard work. We tend to be not so committed. We tend to want things freely, or I tend to want things freely. I want a house freely based on sympathy. I want a car freely based on sympathy. But the thing is, as we grow older, the sympathy reduces. For me, it reduces, and people want me to bring in value. And when I don't have value, I may end up going back to poverty state, or I may end up going back to nobody helping me, because I didn't utilize my 20s, my 30s, my 40s very well. So it's an opportunity for whoever feels that I want to have a good future in my 50s. Because when you get to, in the next 20 years time, so many jobs will be replaced by technology. So this is the time for you to jump in and see how you can make something out of it, or I don't know. So that's just an encouragement from a person living with a disability, born with a disability, having some privileges while I was younger. Some of those privileges, I don't have it anymore. I have to work for what I earn now. And as I grow older to my 50s, I may not have those privileges at all again, because privileges reduces. So it's something for you to think through and decide that I want to work hard for my money, and I want to take opportunity of whatever comes my way. And that is also to say that there are also some NGOs, or there are some people who may just come and meet you and say, I want to help you, but they really don't help. I understand that. I'm a person with a disability, so I understand the trust issues. But we are just saying that we want to help as many persons who want to trust us and who want us to help them. So it's that simple. We want to help as many persons who want to trust us and who want us to help them. And I don't know if we have questions online. Mr. Nemeka spoke broadly about technology as a whole. He didn't center on anything, but you can ask him specific questions if you have. Okay, there is one question here. Please, I wish to ask if this program will require us using laptops at a point. I don't know if I should give it to Mr. Nemeka. Mr. Nemeka, do you want to answer the question for us? You are the host, sir. You are the speaker, sir.
The truth is, thank you for asking, Amela. Yes. The laptop is a great experience for you. It will greatly help you. You can use your phone to do it. I know either Jennifer or there's two other persons who are able to use their phones to do it. But remember, all the user interface is different, right? The UI. So you might not be able to follow really well compared to the laptop. Yes, at some point you will need that. So I see the other question that is there. So I do not have a known or documented disability, but everyone does have one. So it's just that which one is much more pronounced. So I'm an ally. So I try to lend my voice as best as I can. And that's the whole idea. But I know that Jennifer and the team will definitely share the recording. I see a lot of questions that are out there that's been talking about that. But that's it for the technology one. The old school Utiva, but Jennifer, they have a lot of resources. Reach out to them. They would always fix you up. There's a ton of them. There's free ones. I know that they have pretty much documented that, and they would share that with you. That's for a fact. But yeah, great questions coming in.
Okay, thank you so much once more, Mr. Nemeka. Yes, just to add, yes, just for what Mr. Nemeka said, laptop is a very key and crucial aspect. However, and that will be said that when she put in commitment, she reached out to the NGO that I'm committed to this thing and I don't have a laptop. So we saw her level of commitment and we helped her get a laptop. So there is a provision for some people who want to put in some level of commitment to get laptops. There is a level of, there's a provision and for that with respect to commitment, diligence, and some of those things. So laptop is crucial, not just for the training, but when you start up internship, when you start up working, you will need a laptop. Although some companies will provide you a laptop, yes, but you will need a laptop. So that's for one. And as I said, there is a provision for LBD to provide people with laptops who want to be committed to digital inclusion for persons with disabilities here in Africa. And we have a few more questions here before we call it a day. What is it? Please, I want to ask how can technology accept a visually impaired? Wow, that's a good question. Mr. Nemeka, do you have answers based on your level of experience on visual impairment technology? Somebody says he has visual impairment and he would love to learn tech. Is there a possibility that can happen?
Yeah, I do know that there's a lot of compliance provisions that have been provided. The only thing would be the implementation, because there has been a lot of improvements on the user interface and that's out there, and the user experience has been greatly improved with it. There's that 508 compliance with that for visual impaired. So, but most of those settings, so it provides the opportunity for I believe spoken communication. So you're able to make that setting in there to adjust for it. But so while it's been set up, there would be queues for which you're able to set those. I believe it's inside the settings. For which it will now become spoken just to take care of people with visual impairments, yes. there is that 508 compliance. Most technologies have implemented that solution, and that's one that is widely used across. So I believe in Africa, we also need to look at how to champion most of that into our local manufacturing or device manufacturing capabilities as well, because it's a global provision. So it's not just Africa excluded from it. But that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So yes, technology is building, and anybody with a disability can actually work on it. The thing is, we are not doing all the tech. We are just working on some specific place that we feel that there is a market for people with disability, and not everybody wants to go into. So we are not doing the one that is full or filled up, like, product management. We're not saying it's full, but we're only saying that many people go into those places. We try to see how we want to go into programming, cloud computing, data analysis. Those places are a bit lesser for people to come in, because if you can crack those codes, wow, you have it all. Like, your future is guaranteed. So not everybody really wants to stress themselves. And knowing that I have a disability, and I know the market is a very competitive place, I would want to go for something that I can scale through despite the competition. So we choose to pick, for now, we choose to pick only some sector of tech that we feel the market will not kick us out, based on you have one person with disability and you have 20 people with non-disability. If I was a CEO and I didn't have a disability, I will not choose me. I will choose somebody else that I feel can do the job. So we want to go to somewhere that we feel the market is the market is still on, but a market is a bit, we can survive and we can scale through, because I have a disability as well. So if you have visual impairment and you have some tools to help you out, and technology is building already, and we can also sort out tools to help you out, sure, we should give it a try. We should give it a try. Adaobi's own is not visual impairment. David's own is not visual impairment, but I know a few people who have visual impairment who are doing tech, and they're doing it well, very well. And they are not Black people, they are white. So if white person can do it, Black person can also do it, right? Good. So that's how it is. And lastly, we have many questions. I don't know if Mr. Anemeka can take it all, but we just need to take maybe one more question from Mr. Anemeka before he goes and calls it a day for today. Let's see what somebody said. Yes, the recording will be shared. Sorry, just checking through the questions. So wish to ask a question. I'm Phil from Cameroon. Many of us do not have a good CV and experience, which most times it is really important, but many of us do not have none of these. Even if we have a CV, it's not that heavy to convince employer, which makes the employer want to employ us mostly based on pity. Employing us out of pity makes us colorable, which means we can be sacked anytime. So how do we convince employer to employ us out of experience instead of pity? Wow. Okay. Mr. Anemeka, you are the speaker for today, sir. And you will align, this is the last question, you align it based on tech. What do you think? Is tech the same thing with other 5 to 6 jobs that people employ based on pity? What do you think from your level of experience as a consultant?
So the truth is, you have value to provide. So your education or your experience would speak for you. Your resume is you, not necessarily anything else. What value do you bring? So those learnings are important, but your skill set that what are you able to translate? What are you able to do? So a lot of people the provisions, whether it be old school, whether it's Utiva, get the hands-on that you need so that you can actually provide that value. So the idea is let them give you the opportunity to come in. then provide the value. So say something like Adobe talked about it, they're going to give them internship. They were saying it's going to be 3 months, but the employers are looking for 6 months, right? So you get that opportunity, whether it be volunteered, show your value. How do you get that value? If you need to get yourself those certifications, there's a lot of open source out there too. And I believe the LBF has that to you. They would provide that docket with a list of all that they are offering, plus the free ones that would help you too. Try to use those, use that to your advantage. And for every skill that you learn, apply it. Don't leave it dormant, or don't allow them say that they are giving you this opportunity because of no. Everyone has a challenge, but the idea is once you're given the opportunity, be ready to use it, right? Use it, showcase your skills, showcase what you have learned, apply that knowledge, and then share it with everyone. Even volunteer yourself for even tasks that you're not sent to, because the point is, if you put yourself out there, they will see the value that you're providing, and then they'll give you that opportunity to grow. They're not giving you out of any pity. No, you deserve it. You earned it. It's just for them to give you the opportunity to come in. That's all it is. But great
Okay.
question. I like it.
Thank you so much once more. Just to recap what Mr. Nemeka said, the thing is, tech is not like your day-to-day job. You go to the office and you are begging your employer. In tech, what they are looking for is what you can bring in. What you can bring in is a new market, a new industry. They don't even have so many people to do it. In Europe, where I currently live, we have a lot of applications for people who have tech skills to come from Africa to come and work in here. No employer is looking for if you have a disability or not. It's just for you to bring in your value. And that is where it's very good. So the process of building yourself to value, that's where your work should be. And not on the 9 to 6 job that you have to go and submit a CV somewhere. And as he said, what LBD does is that we try to fund you in some tech organizations already. We are the one bringing in the fund for selected people who are committed. This application went to over 200 people, but currently right now we have just 58 people in this platform. So selected people who go through first our leadership class, and we see that they are a bit committed to what we want to bring, what we want to give to them. So our funds goes to the right places. We meet up with some tech companies. We are the one bringing in the funding now, not you. And we fund you in these courses, provided you put in your head, your intelligence. What we need right now is, it's more of a brain work. It's not an eye work, it's more of a brain work. It's not even a hand work only. It's more of you understanding tech, understanding how to crack these codes, and becoming a programmer for yourself, or becoming a data analyst for yourself, or doing cloud computing for yourself, knowing that if they wake you up, you can do this thing for yourself. If you have the value inside of you, you don't need to go through the pity party era that most of us went through. I went through it as well at a point. So we don't need to go through those pity party era. And that is one of the things tech has to give to us. An open market for anybody and everybody who can put their head into it and do the job. Thank you so much. Apologies for people who were not able to take their questions. I think we still have a few time to spare. Okay, I think someone was really not happy we didn't take his question. Let's see if we can take one of his many questions before we call it a day. But where is he? Can he
Sure, the question is for you, Jennifer. It's for your team. Sure, the questions are about how do you guys measure the commitment? But that's something that your
okay,
team will do.
yes,
So
yes,
they will
yes.
definitely reach out to you.
Okay, yes,
they do know like the scores, whether it's 75, whether it's 85. But you would definitely hear from the team. They'll
yes,
provide
please.
it. That's it.
Yes, please. Thank you so much, Mr. Nemeka. Before Mr. Nemeka goes off, and then we'll continue our day, let's just take a few minutes. I don't know. I'm happy to take a picture with Mr. Nemeka. I don't know if you want to take a picture with Mr. Nemeka. So can we just, for some few seconds, unmute, turn on our camera. Let's take a few picture with Mr. Nemeka and tell him thank you so much for bringing in your wealth of experience to us. And And thank you so much for coming in. So can we all? I really cannot tell. Maybe it was message. Let's all turn on our camera for a few minutes, please. Few minutes camera, please. Just a second. So let's turn on our camera for a few minutes. And let's take a screenshot with Mr. Nemeka for that few minutes. Thank you. Almost done. Yes, I think we are done. Thank you so much. You can unmute. You can turn off your camera now. Thank you. So, Mr. Nemeka, thank you so much, sir, for coming through for us and helping
Okay.
us.
Thank you.
God bless you, sir.
You too. Thank you, everyone.
Let's say bye to him. Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Goodbye,
Bye
sir.
for
Thank
now.
you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay, so lastly, before we go, I just want to show us a few slides on what we have, and we will take your questions. We'll take any other questions you have on the group. If you have not yet put in your attendance, please put in your attendance. The attendance sheet is on, and those are some of the qualities and the criteria you get to know. Some people were asking, what are the criteria? Put in your name, put in your attendance, sign up that you were here. Let's know that you were here and you have an attendance. You understand what you want to even get funded into in the first place. So if you haven't done that, please do that. And secondly, the next week class will come on mental health for people with disabilities and how to manage your mental health in a workplace. It's expected that, irrespective of the fact that we have many things to talk about, we should be able to make
Hello,
people
madam.
that we have. Oh yes, hello. Just a few seconds, please. So it is expected that in as much as we, I don't know about other people, but while growing up as a person with a disability, I had many mental health issues. So many of it. Depression, who am I, identity crisis, many challenges, because I was born without a right hand, and it was really tasky for me. So these are things we want to deliberate. We want to bring in a therapist who understands disability, and she can put all through one or two things that may help. And secondly, we are bringing in somebody who has a hearing impairment next week, and he's a lecturer in the university, in the Institute of Technology in New York. He has a hearing impairment. His name is Inamani, and he has a PhD. He's a Black person like us, and he started from Africa. Then he grew himself, and now he's currently in the US, lecturing in the Institute of Technology in New York. So we are bringing him in, let him tell us how possible we can be able to have our own identity crisis despite our disabilities, and tell us how we can manage these things in a workplace. All of these empowerments will come up before the funding come in for people who really want to take tech seriously. And that will be for today. Yes, somebody was saying something to me. If you have something to say, just put it on the chat box. Let's see it. Apologies for those who are not able to read their messages. Or you can unmute yourself. Just raise up your hand. Let me
Excuse me,
unmute.
madam.
Okay, one person at a
Hello.
time. Yeah, we just have like 10
Hello.
minutes more. One person at a time. Who is speaking? Patricia? Or who?
Yes,
Yes, please. 1 minute,
I want
please.
to ask. I want to ask question.
Yes, please.
how does the organization help the severe disabilities?
Severe. Okay, the organization help people with disabilities who can, I don't know what severe disability is. My disability is severe enough, is it not?
Not?
Mine is
Not.
not.
Okay.
Wow, wonderful. Okay, I feel my disability is severe enough because I can't do everything for myself. But
Okay.
I don't know what severe disability is to you, but I think all disability is severe actually. And however, we are centering on the disability type that if you have filled the Google form, you will see a different, you will see so many disability type: hearing impairment, visual impairment, multiple sclerosis, Down syndrome, amputation, paralysis. Please, Mr. Nelson, put in that link for those who have not filled that form, so they see the disability type we are dealing with. We're dealing with disability type that does not require mental framework, because you need to use your mind to do tech. So if you can use your mind, if you can think, you can do tech.
You can think and you can.
If you can think, you can do tech, which means if your mind is working, you can do tech, even if you have visual impairment, even if you have paralysis, even if you have hearing impairment. So these are the things we are centering on, except probably you have a mental disability. That's where we may not really, this organization cannot help. We can refer you to other organizations that can help you if you have a mental disability. Or if you have other disabilities, we can accommodate you. Thank you, Ma. Okay, Veronica. Veronica, please.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. I just want to talk about, also give a contribution on the fact that she's asking how can they help severe disability? Like you rightly said, disability is very diversified and it goes with degree and type of disability.
Yeah.
The challenge we have in Cameroon, one great challenge is managing those with mental impairment. And mental impairment, just like any other type of disability, goes with severity, like in degrees that can be measured medically and indicated on your documents, as we know. So, and in our context, we are not yet advanced to the point that we can really meet certain needs of persons with disability. We just do what we can with the resources available in order to meet for those we can meet. So we cannot do everything at the same time. We are out here just to contribute our own little we can for development. So if we continue to reduce it, hopefully in the future, it will do some great work, and more people, more persons with disability will be involved in development work and in other social life. And the severity depends on the mindset as well. If you think that your disability is so severe that you cannot do something, you, as a person with disability, you should stop saying I am unable. You should begin to think with the positive mindset by saying I am able, I am able, I am able. I have a disability, but if people see me the way I act, they will not believe that I really have that disability. So it is a mindset, first as a for the individual, and then to the family, to a child with disability, it is also a mindset. There are other types of disability that are in a higher degree. There are multiple, that an individual has multiple disabilities. And when you have multiple disabilities, also severe. Like I said, to round up my contribution, we don't yet have all the resources available, all the capacities in our organizations available to put in reasonable accommodation to accommodate all types of disability and their degrees or their severity. So thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Thank you so much, Ma. I don't know if everybody can see my screen.
Yes, we can see.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, so the lady on yellow is me, just for those who don't know me so well. My name is Jennifer again. So this is our vision for LBD. As Ma'am, thank you so much, Veronica, for that contribution and explanation. As you said, disability is generic and it's quite broad. And in LBD, we choose to tackle those that, aside intellectual disability, aside mental disability, any other disability we can come in and see how we can help with respect to tech. So what we do is,
Please, there are some of us that are visually impaired and we cannot see the screen. So if you could help us
yes,
with
if you cannot see the screen and you are visually impaired, there is always a recording to give to you, to send to you. And I believe that you can see the screen when you get the record. Same thing with the tech. Even if you are in live classes, you can only hear, they will send the recording to you. And through your application, you can always see your screen. Is that fine?
That's fine.
Great, thank you so much. So those are the things we have in place for people with disabilities. Hearing impairment, we have a sign language interpreter to see how you can be helped. And like the speaker who is coming in next week to talk on identity crisis, he has a hearing impairment. He started from Africa and currently he's in the US as a lecturer and a PhD holder in the Institute of Technology in New York. So there is always a way out. Somehow, it may not be easy, but there should be a way out for everybody. So our vision generally is digital inclusion and social inclusion, the social inclusion for people with disabilities, and leadership and mentorship. We like to start with the leadership first and see how many persons who have leadership potential that we can bring in. As we said, leadership is a very generic issue in Africa, both for disabled and non-disabled people. And we only want to see how we can build people with leadership skills, and only those who we build in leadership skills and who understand their disability and see how they can harness their strength and ignore their weaknesses. Those are the ones that we want to see how we can fund, because companies will not take me out of pity. They will take me out of the value I give, out of the teamwork I can bring in, out of the ideas and the intellect I bring in. So it is advisable that we see ourselves like the company that wants to employ us, or like the CEO we want to become. That is that for today. Any more questions? Oh my. Okay, we have Idrisu. Sorry, Abdul. Sorry, I didn't speak your name very well.
Idris.
Abdul. We are listening. Please unmute yourself. Abdul. Hannah, please unmute yourself.
Yes, so hello, madam.
Yes, sir.
Please, we are not getting the attendance form. I don't know how we can get that to fill in.
Really? Okay. So, Mr. Nelson, can you help people with the attendance form, please? In this Zoom, the attendance form only ends here.
The attendance form is already at the chat box.
Yes, on the chat box.
The problem is that we are clicking it and it is not going.
It's not going.
I think it has been rectified. It was the same difficulty I was facing, but now it has been rectified. Just go back to the chat box. You will see the link, the blue color. Then you click on.
Madam, we are visually impaired.
Okay. Okay. Nelson.
I suggest maybe you actually ask for the full name. You note it down. I think that will be better.
So Nelson, can you note down these people, their names, so you get back to them?
All right.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yes,
that has been sorted out. That has been sorted. It has been sorted. They have noted your full name. That has been sorted. Okay. So who is the next person? Kwasi? Just raise your hand, put your hand up. That's it. Put your hand up.
Yes, Kwasi is also a visual impaired.
Okay, Nelson, note down Kwasi. Who else again?
Yes, Ramatu Salifu. Sorry.
Saidu.
Ramatu Salifu, also a visually impaired.
What?
Ramatu Salifu.
Yes, Nelson, note down Salifu. That has been noted. Does anybody have any question again? If you know you have visual impairment, it's fine. Just put it there, put your name in visual impaired, and that's it. There's somebody There's somebody here that will take your attendance for you.
We don't see the attendance,
Hello,
madam.
madam. Hello, madam.
What
Please,
madam
can
is
you
saying is
just raise your
just
hand? It's fine if you raise your hand. It's completely fine. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
So we have Darius. Darius, please. We have just 10 minutes more. Just 10 minutes more, then we'll call it a day. Darius?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Je peux m'expliquer en français?
Sorry, we didn't get that.
Je peux m'exprimer en français?
That's a French language, right?
Yes,
Yes.
can he, there is asking that, can he speak in French or can he explain himself in French?
Wonderful. Okay.
I think you should ask if there's a translator.
Yes,
in the
I
group
think
because
Cynthia should be
Cameroonians are
here.
here.
Cynthia, are you here, please?
Yes, Lenny explain himself in French. We'll see how to translate. Let him go on.
Okay, please, Cynthia.
Ok. Bon, en fait, je suis d'abord arrivé en retard et je voulais savoir à quoi porter la réunion. Sur quoi porter la réunion. Je ne m'exprime pas très bien en anglais, raison pour laquelle je parle en français.
He's trying to say he came late and he wants to know the theme of the reunion, the theme of the meeting. What were they talking? Or what was the meeting all about? That's what he wants to know.
Oh, okay. Okay, welcome. Somebody may translate for him. Oh, I believe he's hearing me or he can hear. So just to give a very brief recap because of time. Very, very brief. The theme of the meeting is for people with disability. If you have a disability, yes, we have a business with you. But if you don't have a disability, then this may not be the best place for you. This is a place for like minds like myself who have a disability. I have amputation. And we are seeing how we can help ourselves in different places, in different countries. In here, we have Nigeria, we have Kenya, we have Cameroon, and we have Ghana. And what brings us together is our disability. And not just our disability and financial inclusion for ourselves. So this place is all about people who think they want to explore tech as a career, because they might have their own personal career, like maybe they went to school or shoemaking or bead making or tailoring, or maybe they are doing salon, but they feel they're not getting enough money and the future is not looking like they want. So tech is a new industry and they want to put in their brain work to see how they can explore tech. So what Life Beyond Disability is bringing in is we want to do a 3-week leadership challenge course, 3 to 4 weeks. And those who are committed to classes like this, understanding who we are, those are the people who we will fund. And for those who don't have laptop, who will give them laptops to go into tech. So before you came in, there was a young lady called Adaobi who we have funded, and she's about rounding up her course in one of the tech companies in Africa. And after rounding up those courses, she will be, sorry, just a second,
Okay.
Okay, yes, thank you. So after rounding up her tech courses, she explained to us that she has an internship to do. And we have also explained to everyone that after our internship, depending on her level of commitment, we'll take her back in again and fund her afresh again to become a full stack engineer. And the benefit of being a full stack engineer is that you are above a normal tech person. Your value will increase, your salary will increase. An average full stack engineer is about, I don't know, maybe $800 to $900. But if you are just a front end or back end engineer, you can have maybe $500 or $600. So your money increases, but we only want to fund people who are ready to be committed to what we do. Because I have a disability, and one of the challenges I have as a person with a disability is laziness. I am a generally lazy person. So I understand what it means to be lazy. And I was lazy because while growing up, I had a lot of sympathy coming my way. And people just give me money for free then, but people don't give me money for free anymore. And when I get to 80 years, nobody may even look at my face, even if my face is pretty. So I'm trying to see how I can see my future from here and know that days are changing as I grow older. So I need to add value to myself, to feed myself and to feed my family. Thank you.
Okay, I don't understand. So thank you to answer my question.
Do you get it?
Yes, I get it.
Okay, perfect.
Tu as suivi ce qu'elle a dit ou tu aurais besoin d'interprétation?
Bon, en fait, j'ai suivi, vu que j'ai déjà aussi lu dans le groupe. Bon, presque tout ce qu'elle a dit. Donc, je vais me battre.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Today we'll call it a day. I'm sorry for those hands which are up that we cannot take, but because of data and because of time.
Okay, Jennifer is just proven just so you cannot speak, but you can get English.
Okay, better. That's good. So because of time, and we have a meeting next week. If you have more questions, you have Nelson with you in your. We have a WhatsApp group for everybody. If you're not yet in the WhatsApp, Nelson, put the link for the WhatsApp group. Let them quickly join, and you can ask more questions.
The thing is that we are not finding the link to click on our to notify our presence. I'm visually impaired.
Yes. Okay. Visual impaired. Okay, Nelson. Get to know this visual impaired.
Please, I suggest you hold a little bit. You hold a little bit so that Mr. Nelson is going to take the information for the visually impaired before we leave in the class.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. So let's hold a little bit.
Let me have a name.
Let's hold
I'm getting some name on the WhatsApp.
But if you haven't joined our WhatsApp group, please click the link and join the WhatsApp group because you may get more information there and you can ask more questions there. And I said next week, we are still coming back here next week. Same time next week. So you can ask more questions next week from somebody else who is having a hearing impairment. You can ask him how he did it and how he is now a lecturer in the Institute of Technology in New York. So we can, it's a step-by-step process. You can't get it there one day. Life is a process. So we should be patient to go through the process. Because we have a suggestion. Be patient.
Let me give you a suggestion or an observation.
Nelson, are you taking their hands? Okay, somebody said he has a suggestion. Just raise up your hand. Let me see.
Yes, I do. My hand is there, please. I do.
Somebody wanted to give an observation. Please do. But however, if you feel that you have filled in your attendance form, I think, okay, we can call it a day.
Please, you can't find the attendance list too.
Yes, no, the Zoom meeting will still be open. And Nelson will still be here, but for those who have things to do, let's call it a day. So let me just say some few prayers. I just want to reflect my faith in this meeting. So dear Lord, thank you for today's meeting. And thank you for how it went. Thank you for as many persons who came in. We trust you for everyone and we appreciate you once more in Jesus' name. Amen and amen. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you once more. So you are free to exit the group if you don't have any question. If you have a question, I'm here for you. That's it. You have to go now.
Saturday at 12 p.m.
Oh, yes, I can hear you very well, please. Drop your name, your email, and your phone number on the chat box, please, so I can take note of it.
On the chat box, right?
Yes, your name, email, and phone number, please, on the chat box.
Okay. So So you are free to exit the group if you don't have any questions. Sorry.
I would.
Allô?
Yes, please.
Ok. Bonjour à tout le monde. Permettez que je m'exprime en français, s'il vous plaît. Allô?
Yes, we are hearing you very well. We are hearing you very well.
Ok. Je suis Lionel Joël Twente. Je souhaiterais poser une question, s'il vous plaît. Parce que nous, on ne s'exprime pas très bien en anglais. C'est vrai que j'ai suivi toute la réunion et elle est très intéressante. Alors, nous sommes très intéressés par le programme parce que nous faisons déjà un peu assez informatique aussi dans l'informatique. Mais est-ce que nous qui n'avons pas des bonnes bases en anglais, on ne sera pas davantage handicapé par la formation, durant toute la formation? C'était ma question. Merci.
Do we have a French translator here? Because I couldn't really get everything he was saying.
Well, I'll translate what he has said. It's Gizana.
Okay, thank you.
He's saying that, well, he has some basis in what concerns technology, computer, all this computer stuff, and the program is really interesting, but he's like, he does not understand English very well, and how, that means there is no way for him, there is no program, the fact that they don't understand French really serve as an handicap to them who are limited in English.
Oh, okay, we get what he is saying. You understand what he's saying now. Actually, for this program, we have taken into consideration that some people Okay, can we all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So for this program, we have taken into consideration that we have some Francophone speaking people here. And currently for now, we don't have any tech company that can train people with disability in French for now. However, we are making plans not for 2023, but most likely for 2024, but currently not for 2023, because most of the companies we have that are taking people for technology are either coming from Nigeria or some of this Cameroon, Nigeria, Rwanda, or somewhere outside Africa. And not all of them have facilitators or trainers. Tech is just like a secondary school or a university. You need a teacher to teach you, and you need a registered company to license you before any company can employ you. So it's just like you went through level 1 in school, or you went through university in school. You know, the university is registered and licensed by the government, right? That's how it is. So we have some companies which have brands and which have names like Microsoft, Google, but we have names like that. So we are dealing with some few other companies that can help you. But currently we are still liaising with them if they have French facilitators to train you. And we haven't gotten them yet. So we are postponing Francophone speaking people or those who don't speak English till 2024, where we can get a facilitator to train people in French with respect to tech, because there are countries that need us, like the French speaking countries need us, like France, like some other French countries need us. Yeah, they need us. They need people who speak French to do tech. And I said it's a new industry. But currently for LBD, we don't have the capacity to accommodate that for now until we plan it starting 2024. Thank you.
Please, I also have a question. Please, how many hours will our classes take on a Saturday?
Oh, this Saturday is just for 4 Saturdays.
What of subsequent Saturdays?
Your voice is not coming up. Oh. Your voice is not coming up.
What problem?
Your voice
Please,
is
I
coming up.
can't hear you. Yeah, I can't hear you.
That is exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am very sorry. I didn't know you didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. Okay, I said this is for 4 Saturdays. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So this is for 3 to 4 Saturdays. We may merge it to be 3 Saturdays. And the aim is that for those who are able to complete these 3 Saturdays, like I earlier said, we over 200 people signed up for this meeting, and we had about 58 persons came in for this meeting. So the aim is that, and the meeting was to orient you on what you want to be funded in. So you decide if you really want this or you don't want it. So we only fund those who have our mindset and who understand what they are coming into. So the aim is to get in attendance list and stuff like that. And after these 3 Saturdays or 4 Saturdays, as the case may be, only those who are committed, we will integrate them into a module 2 class. And the module 2, we will teach on topics like HR in a multinational company, working in a national company as a person with a disability. We also talk on workplace integrity for people with disabilities, talk on values that you will get when you start working, because the aim is that we want to get a place where you can work and earn money, and you don't want to be fired or you don't want to be sacked. So we have to teach you what to keep you in a job, even though you have a disability. I have a job and I have a disability. Something is keeping me in my job, and it is not my disability. It is something bigger than disability. So we want to see how we can help from the little knowledge we have, and that is why we are bringing in somebody who is just like us. He has a hearing impairment and he's a lecturer with a hearing impairment. Let him tell us, if beyond pity, what can help us. And also, as I said, only those who go through these classes will be integrated into the next module. And module 2, those who successfully go through module 2 are those who we will select for funding. That is how it will go and it will run. Any more questions? Before we call it a day, we just have, this is already 12:39. Any more questions before we call it a day? We can ask more questions next week, please. So yes, now let's call it a day because we have all asked our questions. And any more questions, we have Nelson. Nelson, you can drop your phone number. Let them come get in contact with you. Please put your country code, Nelson, +234, as you drop your phone number. And let's give him about 5 minutes.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes, please.
Did you receive my name?
He should receive your name. Nelson, did you receive her name?
What?
Nelson?
All names sent were received.
Okay, all names sent were received. That was what he said.
Yes.
So Nelson, drop your phone number with your country code so they can reach out to you more. And for those who need to come into the WhatsApp group, please come into the WhatsApp group through Nelson. Thank you so much, everybody. This is already 12:40. I truly appreciate everyone for coming. See you next week, same time, 12 p.m. West Africa time. Bye for now, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can all exit.
Thanks very much.
Bye. Bye.
Please, but Nelson, how can I submit my name?
Not all of us were getting the opportunity to submit our name, but the attendance.
My number is on the chat box. Please just message me directly.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Hello. Hello.